Good morning, children. Welcome back. Hope you all are fine. Okay, so today we will be dealing with the transformation of sentences. Okay, this is the last thing that we are going to do for the year 2020. Okay, this is the last thing that we are going to do today. That is the transformation of sentences. Other than that, I've given you everything. I've given you about the adjectives. I've given you about the verbs. In your offline class, I've given you about the tenses, okay, all the tenses for that matter, all the forms, okay, and I've given you the sample and the format for your directed writing also as well. So this one is the last thing that we are going to do for the year 2020, okay. So that is transformation of sentences. Now what is a transformation of sentences? Now transformation of sentences means changing the form of the sentence without changing its meaning, okay. So transformation of sentences means changing the form of a sentence without changing its meaning, okay. So you'll have to understand that you'll have to change the form, but you're not supposed to change the meaning of that sentence, okay. So the first thing, so I will tell you about some common methods to transform the sentences. So come to the first one, using the adverb to, to, okay. So if there is a sentence using the adverb to, okay, so in order to change the form of the sentence, you'll have to add so that, okay. So using the adverb to, to, okay, to, using the adverb to, okay. So if there is a sentence, like for example, I'm going to read it out to you. He's too weak to walk, okay. So he is too weak to walk, okay. If supposing this is the sentence using the adverb to, this is an adverb, okay. In order to change its form, you'll have to use so that, okay. So see how you all are going to do. He is so weak. He is so weak that he cannot walk. Okay, so y'all are using y'all are, just wait, y'all are using the adverb so over here, okay. In order to replace the adverb to, so can also be used as an adjective, okay. So it is an adverb, it can also be used as an adjective. So over here to is an adverb. So if you'll have to transform this sentence using so, then you'll have to use so that, okay. So using the adverb so, okay. So, and it will continue, and that is a demonstrative adjective, okay. So this so is also it can be used as an adjective, okay. So how you all are going to transform this sentence using so. He is so weak that he cannot walk. Okay, and it goes vice versa. If the sentence is given like this, he is so weak that he cannot walk, rewrite the sentence using to, T-O-O-2. Then you'll have to write, he is too weak to walk. Okay, I'm going to read out a few examples for you. The news is too good to be true. So if you'll have to change the form, you'll have to write, the news is so good that it cannot be true. Okay, another example, he is too clever. He is too clever to be easily deceived. He is so clever that he cannot be easily deceived. Okay, this is how you are supposed to transform the sentences. If the adverb to is given, and then if you'll have to change the form, then you'll have to use so that. Okay, come to the next one, that is interchange of degrees of comparison. Degrees of comparison I'm not going to do here because I have given you everything. I have given you an explanation, an audio explanation also as well, and I have sent you the PDF file in your offline class. So I'm not going to deal with the interchange of degrees of comparison because I have already sent it to you. Okay, now come to the next one. Active, and next one is also active and interchange of active and passive voice. I've given you the structure. I've given you an explanation in your offline class through an audio clip. Okay, I've sent you the study materials also as well for changing the active voice into the passive. So I'm not going to deal with that today because that I've already done. Okay, the next thing is interchange of affirmative and negative sentences. Now affirmative means positive sentences. Okay, Intertin, I'll rub this one. Interchange of affirmative and negative sentences. Okay, so how you all are going to transform the sentences, we are going to talk about that. Okay, sentences. Okay, negative sentences. Now see, what is an affirmative sentence? Affirmative sentence is also known as the positive sentence. Now what is a positive sentence? Okay, when you all are confirming an action in a sentence, that is known as a positive or an affirmative sentence. When you all are confirming an action or saying yes, or not exactly yes, but when you all are confirming an action in a sentence, that is known as the affirmative or the positive sentence. And if you all are denying an action, okay, if you all are saying no or denying an action, that is known as the negative sentence using cannot, isn't it? Cannot, not, etc. Okay, so come to the first one. In the affirmative, few sentence examples I'm going to give you in the affirmative, or positive also you can call it, affirmative. And the affirmative, I was doubtful. I was doubtful whether it was you. Okay, if this is the sentence in the affirmative, if you'll have to change it into negative, you'll have to write in the negative using not or cannot. as I already told you, while changing the affirmative sentence into the negative, you'll have to use not or cannot, isn't it? So I am not sure. Doubtful means not sure, isn't it? Not sure that it was you. Okay. Another example. So this one is in the affirmative, isn't it? You are confirming an action. I was doubtful whether it was you. So if you'll have to change it into negative, you'll have to use not or cannot. I am not sure that it was you. Okay. So another example I'm going to give you. You see this sentence in the see this sentence in the affirmative. Everybody was present. You are confirming an action that everyone was present. Everybody was present. Present. So if you'll have to change, so the negative sentence will be nobody. Nobody was absent. If you'll have to transform the sentence, but you can't write nobody was present because it is changing the meaning of the sentence. Initially only I told you can only change the form of the sentence, not the meaning. So you'll have to write nobody was absent. Nobody was absent. Okay. This is how you are going to change the affirmative sentence into the negative and vice versa, the negative sentence into the affirmative. Okay, now come to the next one. I hope so far I have made myself clear. These things you'll have done. This is just a recap or just a revision of what you did in the previous years or what you all did in your junior classes. It is just a recap. You'll have done this one in your junior classes. Okay, so this is just a revision. Okay, so now come to the next one, that is interchange of interrogative and assertive sentences. Okay. Interchange of interrogative means an interrogative sentence is when you all are asking questions. You all are interrogating something or asking questions. You all are asking questions, isn't it? Interrogative. Interchange of interrogative and assertive. Assertive or declarative sentences, you can also call it statements, isn't it? Assertive or declarative. Assertive sentences, like see the first one, the first example, interrogative. Aren't dogs faithful animals? Aren't, okay. Aren't dogs faithful animals? If you'll have to change it into assertive or declarative, you'll have to write the assertive. You're giving an assertion, isn't it? In the assertive sentences, you'll have to write dogs are faithful. This is a question. And if you'll have to change the interrogative form into the assertive form or the declarative form, you'll have to write dogs are faithful animals. Okay, dogs are faithful animals. Okay, and vice versa. Okay, if you are given the assertive sentences and if you'll have to change it into interrogative, then you'll have to begin with an auxiliary verb aren't dogs faithful animals? Okay, so a full stop over here. Okay, this is how you are going to transform the interrogative sentences into assertive sentences. Few examples, I'm going to read it out to you. Will he ever forget that experience? Okay, it's beginning with an auxiliary verb. Will we also, it's beginning with an auxiliary verb are, isn't it? So, will he ever forget that experience? And a question mark. Assertive is he will never forget that experience. Another is, can a leopard change its spots? Assertive is a leopard cannot change its spots. Okay. Now come to the next one, that is interchange of exclamatory sentences into assertive sentences. Exclamatory, that day also I told you in the previous classes or in your junior classes also, you'll have done when it expresses a feeling of wonder, a state of joy or happiness. It is known as an exclamatory sentence, isn't it? So in order to change the exclamatory sentence into assertive, there are certain rules. Okay, or this is how you are going to change the exclamatory sentences into the assertive sentences. Okay, now the exclamatory interchange of exclamatory and assertive sentences. Okay, now see children, see exclamatory. Exclamatory. How beautiful is the moon? How beautiful is the moon? Isn't it? And an exclamation mark in all the exclamatory sentences. How beautiful is the moon? It's a state of wonder. The person is wondering that the moon is very, very beautiful, isn't it? And an exclamation mark over here. How beautiful is the moon? So in order to change it into assertive, okay, assertive or declarative also you can call it, you'll have to write the moon is very beautiful. Okay, the moon is very beautiful. Okay, without changing the meaning of the sentence. Okay, I'm going to read out a few examples for you. How sweetly the moon lights sleeps upon this bank. Okay, an exclamation mark over there. The moonlight very sweetly sleeps upon this bank. Okay, alas that youth should pass away. Youth means your youthful, your young age, it should pass away. Alas that youth should pass away. It is, so if you'll have to change it into assertive, you'll have to write, it is sad to think that youth should pass away. Okay, now come to the next one, that is conversion of simple sentences into compound sentences. Okay, so in compound sentences you'll have to use and. Okay, you are compounding two two parts of the sentences into one compound. Okay, so you'll have to use and while compounding the sentences. Okay, now conversion, okay, or transformation. Conversion. Conversion means change only. Conversion or to transform. Okay, conversion of a simple sentence into a compound sentence, into a compound, combining. Okay, compound. So that is the reason you'll have to use and. Okay, compounding means to combine. Sentence. Okay, simple sentence into a compound sentence. Now see, in the simple sentence, climbing up the tree, comma, he plucked some mangoes. Okay, some mangoes. Simple. Okay, some mangoes. Okay, this is the simple sentence. Like using having finished his homework, he went to play. Two different sentences. Having finished the homework or having finished his homework and a comma, he went to play. Isn't it? Okay, so these are known as the compound. These are known as the simple sentences. Okay. So if you'll have to change it into compound, he climbed up the tree and plucked some mangoes. You'll have to use and. Initially only I told you, while converting the simple sentence into the compound sentence, you'll have to use and plucked some mangoes. Okay, some mangoes. Like I said, having finished his homework, he went to play. He finished his homework and went to play. Okay, this is how we are supposed to transform the simple sentences into the compound. A few examples, I'm going to read it out to you. Being ill, he did not attend the party. So if you'll have to do the conversion into the compound sentence, you'll have to write, he was ill and did not attend the party. You'll have to add and over there. Okay, likewise only vice versa for changing the compound sentence into the simple sentence. Okay. Now, transformation of simple sentence into a complex sentence. Okay, now simple sentence, conversion of simple sentence into a complex sentence. A complex sentence. Okay, simple sentence is, see here. He liked my suggestion. Simple sentence that he liked your suggestion. He liked my suggestion. So if you'll have to change it into complex, you'll have to write, he liked my suggestion. Okay. So if you'll have to change it into complex, you'll have to write, he liked what I suggested. You'll have to use words like what, that over here. Okay. He liked what I suggested. What I suggested. Okay. So this is how you're going to convert the simple sentence into the complex sentence. I'm going to read out a few sentences for you. There I saw a beautiful girl. That's in the simple. So if you'll have to convert it into complex, then there I saw a girl who was beautiful. So you'll have to use words like who, okay, what, that, etc. Like see over here, another example. She was too poor to educate her children. Complex. She was so poor. This is the adverb to also, isn't it? TO2 over there. So if you'll have to change it into complex, so while changing the simple sentence like she was too poor to educate her children, if you'll have to change it into complex, you'll have to use so and that, isn't it? So if you'll have to change it into complex, you'll have to write, she was so poor that she could not educate her children. Okay, so this marks the end of the syllabus, the entire thing I've completed, okay, for the year 2020. If you have any problems, I'm going to send you everything in your offline class for direct and indirect objects also I'm going to send, okay. For this one also I'm going to, for transformation of sentences also, I'm going to send you the PDF file, okay. And for proposal writing also, I'm going to send you the sample and the format, okay. So thank you so much, okay. And if you have any problems, feel free to send me a message in my personal chat, okay. Thank you.